You guys set yourself quite the challenge, taking on such a heavy topic from such an iconic book. What about A Farewell to Arms by Hemingway convinced you that this was what you wanted to talk about?
I suppose I read the news, and it's just hard, every morning reading the news and going, oh, again, and there's so much, there is so much to be fearful about, and I just wanted to, I felt that I wanted to make something to sort of handle with this fear through the music and through making a program like this.
Yeah. Did you bring the concept to Peter? Did you think it up together?
So we don't read together generally. So
you don't have a book club together?
Yeah, we have a book club. So, I mean, obviously we talked about the idea and we exchanged ideas and we killed my darlings and some of his darlings. So some of his darlings came back so it's still there.
Kept insisting on my darlings.
Had you read the novel previously, or did you know about it? Like, how far more into the novel did you have to go in order to put something like this on? If at all.
Yeah, so I started reading and then I stopped.
Hemingway does that.
Sometimes you just go, no, sorry. And then I picked it up like a couple of months later, and I finished it not in one breath, but in a pretty short time. And then through the process of making the program, we read it, reread it, etc., etc. So maybe you can tell something
basically
about
picking, because there is the whole story about the war in the army, and then there is the story about the personal love and kind of picking what we would show today, and to have both aspects here, kind of the large-scale events and then the very personal events as well. For example.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about that, because Hemingway uses a lot of words, and how do you kind of filter that down into something, that's easily followable on stage, that's easy to bring to the audience? I mean, you had these different sections. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, he also has quite a clear language, and sometimes just kind of funny phrases or very short and almost catchphrases. So in that way, his style is kind of like it's easier than if it were Proust, for instance. So that helps. And it's just such a universal topic, and
Yeah, and also, so there is a lot of direct sort of talking to each other. Like, I mean, you have heard some of it.
Which fits a diary. We made a diary out of it.
Exactly.
It's in the book in the first person.
It's not too long, though. I mean, it's good language.
The book?
And there is a certain irony sometimes to his writing that I also find in the Mahler, for example. The tralali tralala about something so dark.
Yeah, I can shoot some humor. Maybe I was too young when I read it, because I had to read it for school, and
I mean, it's a classic, so you can read it every 10 years.
Well, that's why. I wanted to pick it back up before your performance, but...
Yeah. But the thing is, I hope that it's also a good performance in that you don't have to read the book to understand what's going on.
Sure, no, of course.
So let's see.
Did it work? Yeah. So there's so much of this topic pervasive in the repertoire. I feel like just going through the program, I thought, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense, and that makes sense, and that makes sense. Do you think there's a sort of inevitability to war in our society today, in our global community, or is that something that's a very difficult question. I'm so sorry, but I felt like...
It's fine, because I have to reply it.
I can reply as well. It's just I tend to talk a lot, so
there's just so much that people have talked about it so much, and the repertoire shows that, of course, as well. So,
I mean, isn't it the case that war, there's a certain inevitability to it? Do I say it right?
Yeah, perfect.
But then we sort of had a feel of what peace, like in the last so many decades, has felt. And I think it's an extraordinary achievement by the European Union, for example, on our continent, that is. But I think there is so much war out there that we even don't know about. So, for example, the World Cup of the world, what is it? The cycling World Cup is going on at the moment in Rwanda, as you might know. And there's so much to say about this topic there is so much going on in these kind of countries that we don't know about generally. Now that the World Cup is done there, we go, oh, this is an interesting country, and then we read about it, and we go, oh, okay, this is, there is so much darkness, not only in our continent.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful what you said in the description of that it allows us, well, it doesn't allow us to forget, and I think it's so easy to just push it to the side because we don't want to talk, we don't want to think about it, we don't want to talk about it. It's not right here, so we're not going to think about it.
But the thing is, why we want to talk about it and bring it up as a topic, I think, in a context like this, is also that, we're also sort of kind of fighting a cultural war as well, going, oh yeah, we need to, reserve so much money for defense and money for, arms and whatever. But, the whole point is, as Churchill said, I think was him, like, yeah, we actually fight, to celebrate our culture. So, and I hope that we do this by telling stories, by reviving and, again, revitalizing song. Yeah. So I think that's the whole point. You're doing great, thanks.
And to immerse yourself in such a heavy topic, was there any point during the process that, it kind of got the better of you in a way, or that you guys were like, all right, we got to take a break. We got to think about something else?
I think we handled it pretty okay, kept going. It was nice, just discovery to be working on this music, and if you then just, we're talking now about the topic a lot, but we were also just exploring this gorgeous music which we hadn't done together before, so that it keeps you going as well.
Yeah, and there is a way, I think, for example, Mahler, he was very afraid of war and these kind of things, and I think that is something that I recognize in myself, and it's kind of nice to feel through another century sort of together with somebody in sort of this idea of fear. And I think as long as I worked on the music, at least, I felt sort of shimmers of hope. If it's very cheesy, but it's just it's a nice distraction from the news as well. Maybe that's fine.
Beautiful singing is always a good distraction, I think. Well, thank you guys so much for your performance. It was a beautiful reminder of something quite ugly, but it was a pleasure to watch. Thank you guys. Give them another round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much.